Have you ever outsmarted a boss who cared more about numbers than results? Back in 2005, I was working for a giant telephone company. They had an internal system that was legendary in the worst way possible. It was a legacy program built over decades, patched and repatched until nobody fully understood how it worked anymore. The developers who maintained it were some of the smartest people I knew, but even they approached it like a bomb technician diffusing explosives. Any change, no matter how small, could ripple through the system and cause catastrophic failures. One of my college friends, I'll call him Leo, worked on that team. Leo was the kind of person who lived to stir things up. He was great at his job, but he was also easily bored, and this slow-moving environment only fueled his mischief. He loved football, practiced card tricks just to prank people, and had a mischievous streak that kept everyone guessing. When things got dull, he'd create his own fun. For example, he once plugged a second wireless mouse receiver into a co-worker's PC and would occasionally nudge the cursor around while the poor guy worked. The co-worker thought his mouse was haunted and called tech support 4 times before the truth came out. Another time, Leo convinced his team to book a weekly strategy meeting in a windowless conference room. In reality, 3 of them napped, while the 4th acted as lookout in case anyone wandered by. The actual requests they handled weren't much more thrilling. Tickets typically looked like this. This report says the value is 25. It should be 27. Please fix. Behind that single number sat an algorithm so complicated it would take hours to analyze. Reports were generated in giant monthly batches that took forever to process. Testing was a nightmare, but Leo knew an easier way. Instead of digging into the messy logic, he'd correct the final output value in the report. Job done. 10 to 15 tickets a day could be knocked out like this. His documentation was always short and sweet. A comment like, "End value verified and corrected." Nobody complained because it was all that was needed. But then a new manager arrived, someone who had transferred in from another department. This man was notorious for being dense and obsessed with metrics. He didn't understand the legacy system, didn't care about its complexity, and assumed that long reports equaled quality work. One afternoon, he called the team together. He had been running database queries against the bug tracking tool and was shocked at how short their comments were. Most of them were under 50 characters, which to him was unacceptable. He declared that from now on, every resolved ticket must have a comment of at least 1,000 characters. If the team failed to comply, their performance evaluations would suffer. The developers tried to explain that 50 characters was often more than enough, but the manager wouldn't budge. He wanted volume, not clarity. Leo saw an opportunity. The bug tracking system's comment box had formatting options, text, size, color, all that. So the very next ticket, he wrote his usual short note, then copied and pasted the latest football match recap into the box, set the font to white, shrunk it to size 1, and hit submit. To anyone reading, the comment looked like a neat one-liner, but under the hood, it contained 1,000 words of hidden text. On the next ticket, he hit a rant about cafeteria food. After that, he just mashed keys until the counter hit the magic number. Then he got creative. Over time, he started writing an original story, chapter by chapter, hidden inside those ticket comments. It became a secret novel, tucked away in plain sight, invisible to anyone who didn't highlight the text. A month later, the manager pulled Leo aside. With a smug smile, he said, "I've noticed your comments have really improved. You're averaging well over 1,000 characters now. Excellent work. Keep it up." Leo didn't bother correcting him. He just nodded, thanked him, and went back to hiding football recaps and his secret novel inside the system. Within a year, most of the team, including Leo, had moved on to better jobs. But every time we talk, we still laugh about it. Somewhere in that company's massive database, buried among thousands of tickets, is an invisible archive. Football coverage, cafeteria rants, random keyboard mashings, and the beginnings of a novel. All created because one clueless boss thought longer comments meant better work.